Just in case anyone was wondering. If you were trying to keep the elevator shaft clean, it's not gonna be.
Okay, so you're just dumping them down there.
Yeah, because it's easier to clean like one small space than to have to go up and down the stairs constantly with the buckets. I feel like these sinks and toilets are not gonna get clean. As much as I want them to be clean, I don't think that they're gonna be clean. They're just like baked in dirty.
At least they're not bloody.
Yeah. You remember the sewer job? Why did we bother cleaning a sewer? It's just gonna get dirty again.
I don't know. I mean, every place that you clean is pretty much gonna get dirty again. You clean it so that other people can use it for a while, and get it dirty, and then you clean it again. Oh shit! Yeah. Pyro, stop practicing for your career in the NBA and help us clean shit. Come on.
That's not gonna happen.
These things aren't even standard basketballs.
I cleaned the tunnel.
I don't believe that. The tunnel is not clean.
I don't believe that either. The tunnel is huge. Now it's just down there.
my box, Spyro. How dare you?
It's stuck now.
You sound so proud. It's stuck now.
God. Yep. Well, I mean, we're doing it a bit. It is slowly starting to get clean over here. Oh god, there's a lot of chunks over here.
Yeah, there's chunks up here too. Gonna drop them.
No, fuck. Nah.
Wow, that bucket actually managed to fall down from the top floor and not spill?
Really?
I dropped this bucket from the top floor.
If it falls straight down, it'll be fine. What do we say? Barrels are okay to incinerate?
Yeah, I think we can probably just get rid of the barrels and the boxes, if there are any boxes. Because there's no space for them, and thus...
Hey, who is that above me?
This radio station needs more than 5 songs.
I feel like there should be an option or the ability to tap into an internet radio station with the...
That might be nice.
Banger.
It wouldn't
This is
surprise
actually
me.
the entire library of approved songs in the future. We're not allowed to listen to anything else.
That makes sense. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a feature to play like custom songs, but I don't know if everyone would be able to hear those or just the person who has the songs.
I feel like it should be client-side. I think that's everything in the tunnels.
Really? Tunnels are big though. You really cleaned everything in the tunnels, really?
Well, I said gathered all the things to be burned.
Oh, okay.
You mean aside from what I'm picking up right now, right?
Yeah, because you already have it. It's handled. It's sorted. Oh no! Wait, here's a couple barrels here. Some meat
Shit,
chunks
are you
that
doing?
spawned in on me.
You're like seizing, Pyro.
Ooh. I found prisoner
What do you mean?
420.
You look like you're seizing. You look
Did
like
you?
you're just vibrating in place.
Quick, search his pockets.
I think that's what Pyro do. He vibrates in place.
The corpse was already burned. I just found the USB drive sitting there.
And then
Oh.
things explode.
Alright, you want me to call a doctor or something? You want me to, like, put something hard and rubbery in your mouth to prevent you from biting your own tongue?
Nah, I'm alright.
Okay. Can I do it anyway?
Couldn't you use a piece of leather if you don't have anything hard and rubbery?
I mean, I do, though. I always have something hard and rubbery with me.
Okay, I'm a little lost.
It's not that way to the furnace.
I feel like I'm in Oblivion. All these tunnels look the same, as if they
Oh,
were
God!
designed by one person.
Made
fell
by a
off.
single man.
For that matter.
Oh, was it one guy who did Skyrims too?
No, I don't know. Just,
I don't know, but they may as well have been.
I'm just copying a meme I saw on YouTube. Because that's what I do. I'm a follower. I'm a sheeple, guys. I'm not a leader. Pyro, what are you doing? You're gonna make yourself sick.
What's he doing?
He's just spinning in place forever.
Pretty interesting though.
Is it interesting to spin in place? Gosh.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
I never got that song. How does a baby spin someone around? Baby can't even spin itself around most of the time.
Have you ever
That was
been a
really
baby?
bad joke.
Yeah? So? What's your point?
It was terrible. You
Yeah?
should feel terrible.
Did that qualify
know
as
me,
a
Ro?
dad joke?
Have we met? It might. It might qualify.
I don't know. I feel like a dad joke qualifies as a dad joke if it makes people groan.
Sounded like Rill was complaining, so I'll
Yes,
say
but
that.
was it a groan?
Yeah, Rill doesn't groan. That's the closest that she gets.
Does she moan?
So I don't
No.
know. You have to ask her.
Well, here's the thing about this particular job. We're gonna clean it up. This place is still completely demolished.
Yeah, but at least it's not gonna be bloody. Any more bits over here? I don't see any.
There's a few more bits in the tunnels, but I think Craig might have gotten them.
There's still some left. I've got a full bin, and I'm trying to find the furnace.
It's like all the way down in the... Basically go down the elevator shaft, and it's around there.
I'm in the tunnels, though. That's not helpful.
Oh, well, you have to get out of the tunnels.
Also, my bin spilled everywhere.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
I said it first. Ha ha.
On my end, it sounded like you were saying it as I was saying it. So,
Lag. Why are you so
Your face
laggy,
is lag.
Rill? My face is lag sometimes.
Okay, I think now all the fleshy bits and such are destroyed,
Well, there's a bunch in the elevator shaft.
then burn them.
Burn your
Right here,
face.
some right here. I need that.
No, you don't. That's
You don't
a
know
lie.
that.
That's a lie.
It's my moneymaker.
Uh-huh.
Giant Nerd Guy, I actually see the chat. I see what you said. Giant Nerd Guy has said a dad joke is a dad joke because it is funny in one particular circumstance, but the perpetrator keeps telling it.
Also, one joke, Pixar, it didn't happen.
I don't have to prove myself to you. I
Let's see more
exist.
bits
I'm a
around here.
human.
I'm gonna get another.
I have skin.
I don't believe you.
Buckets! I've had the error on my screen, the too many actors error on my screen for quite a while.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there's still a lot of actors.
Brad Pitt,
Ooh.
Morgan
Whoops.
Freeman, Chris Pratt. A lot of
Are
actors.
those the only 3 actors that you can name?
Yeah, pretty much. Those are the actors I care about.
Oh god, this person was eaten by their toilet.
Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, Lee Pace, Clark
I like that
Gregg.
you're mostly naming MCU actors.
I'm naming actors from Captain Marvel because I just saw it today.
Yeah.
Brie Larson isn't an actor.
She just plays herself, I'm pretty sure. I mean, a lot of very highly respected actors basically just play either themselves or like the same character in every movie.
Yeah.
Like Tommy Lee Jones pretty much plays one character. Even like friggin' like Denzel Washington plays like the same character in every movie. And it's an enjoyable character to watch, but it's the same character in every
What
movie.
happened to Zachary Quinto?
What did happen to him?
Is he still doing stuff?
I have no idea, actually. He's not doing Star Trek anymore, that's for sure. Nobody
Oh.
is.
Why?
Well, they're not making any more movies. At
Why
least
not?
not with the existing cast, not with the previous cast. Reasons, I think there were behind the scenes kerfuffles, not with the actors, but with like writers and producers and directors and shit.
Well, the
I
last
remember.
movie did. The last movie was a failure, so
Really?
Was it?
The last movie was one of the better ones, though.
yeah, and yet it was a failure.
I think people. I think it's. I guess it's similar to what was it? The Solo movie was actually not that bad, but it did terribly because people were hot off of the terribleness that was The Last Jedi and just did not feel like watching Star Wars anymore.
Yeah.
See, I didn't mind The Last Jedi that much.
Last Jedi was pretty bad.
The way I talk about The Last Jedi is that a lot happened and nothing happened.
Yeah.
There was a whole, like, half-hour long subplot that was totally pointless, too.
Damn it.
I didn't do it.
But that was the theory. I think that there was so much drama over The Last Jedi being good or really, really bad or whatever that people just got sick of Star Wars. And when there was even the hint of any drama with Solo, people just decided that it was going to be really crap and nobody went to see it. Even though it turns out it probably wasn't really that bad. It was probably a fine enough movie.
I just wasn't into it because it was a spin-off.
What, Solo?
Yeah,
I mean, it's about Han Solo.
So was
but
Rogue
it's
One,
still
and
a
Rogue
spin-off
One
story, and I would rather just have the main story.
Rogue One was better than The Last Jedi by far.
Yeah, and I had problems with Rogue One mostly after I learned how much they ended up changing it from its original concept. And the original concept sounded so much better. The Bothans. No, that was the other one. That was the other Death Star.
Death Star 2.
Yeah. No, there was a whole thing with the last, where they're not yesterday, Rogue One, where the ending was going to be like completely different, and they even filmed a lot of scenes for it, and used it in the trailers.
Did they need the ending? We knew what the ending was. Just write a movie that goes to that. But I think what it was about that I actually really enjoyed about Rogue One is that it was regular people, no Jedis.
Well, they did have that one Force sensitive guy.
Force sensitive.
Yeah, but he wasn't
Jedi, though.
Yeah, he wasn't a Jedi. So I'll forgive Force sensitive because that's it. For him, it was presented as kind of like a faith thing.
I liked that they actually had a Force sensitive person when they basically said all the books are not canon.
Yeah, well, yeah. I haven't read any of the new canon books, but then again, I hadn't read a Star Wars book in quite a long time, even before Disney got a hold of it. Like, I didn't read any of the new Jedi Order or whatever it was called, the Yuzon Vong stuff or whatever. I pretty much
Damn it.
only ever read like the Thrawn trilogy and like
The only expanded universe book I actually read was Tales from Jabba's Palace.
I read Tales from the Cantina, I think. I didn't read Jabba's Palace though.
Jabba's Palace was there was a short story about Boba Fett and what happened to him after being swallowed by the monster whose name I forget.
Sarlacc.
The Sarlacc.
Yeah.
There you go. It was what happened to him after that. There was a story about the band itself.
Max
I think there was
Rebo.
a story about the Rancor keeper guy.
I remember reading and liking the comic book series Dark Empire. I thought that was pretty cool.
A lot of people like Dark Empire.
There was a pretty good unsolo book from before the original trilogy. I don't remember anything about it though.
I don't know what that would have been.
The one where he fucks a space weasel?
No.
Isn't that just the movie?
Does he fuck a space weasel in the movie?
I don't know. I haven't actually seen Solo. I should probably
I
watch
haven't
it.
either. I only know that he fucks a space weasel because my cousin brought it up when we were attempting to play a Star Wars D&D.
I really like, of course, the Dark Empire, Dark Forces games. Those are really good.
There's USBs up here.
And I miss, grab him. I miss Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn was supposed to be the one who got the
Hey, Merc, where
Death
are
Star
you?
plans. I'm down here. Why?
Here, I'm gonna drop the USB.
No, I'm busy.
I'm right above you. I'm going to drop the USB.
Well, do it or don't.
Fine.
2 USBs.
Two USBs.
They could have just made movie adaptations of the Dark Forces games,
That would have been pretty
and
cool.
they would have been really good.
Who would they have
They
gotten to
wouldn't have
play
had
Kyle Katarn? Did my boy Kyle?
Damn it.
Hmm. Ewan McGregor.
Well, I don't know if they could have gotten away with that. A good choice, but
There's a bullet hole up here in the tunnel.
What?
A single bullet hole.
I think it's from you exploding shit.
Exploding shit doesn't create bullet holes, though.
But it creates things that count as bullet holes.
I mean, if you explode bullets.
Shooting stuff with the gun, if you shoot in one spot for too long, it creates markings that are basically bullet holes.
Pyro,
Hmm?
if you're gonna do that, then do this room.
Okay.
Yeah. Why are there so many like empty buckets over here?
Because I've been
Because
tossing
Real
them
never
off
bothers
because
to
it's
get
easier.
rid of her.
So Real yells at me for leaving empty buckets and stuff around, and then when she does it, it's perfectly fine.
We've been tossing shit off this roof because
Uh-huh.
downstairs was a disaster.
Uh-huh.
And
Sure.
because it's easier than walking down, like
Uh-huh.
you said earlier.
Uh-huh. So
do
when
you like to
I'm
pick
so
on
when
me?
I'm lazy, you yell at me, but when you're lazy, it's okay.
But see,
you're the
I
supervisor.
yell at you and you don't stop doing it. So I might as well do it too.
I could yell at you and you don't stop doing it.
But you're the supervisor. You're supposed to lead by example.
And you don't.
I already told you that I was not meant to be a leader.
Well,
I don't know why I have this job.
The Union will hear about this.
G&G didn't like Rogue One.
Yes, G&G
Why
did
not?
not like Rogue One. I didn't like
I don't know,
Rogue
he
One
didn't
as
explain why.
much as other people did.
Well, I don't think it's the best movie ever, but it's just the best of the new movies, in my
Maybe.
opinion.
Maybe.
I think the thing that I'm liking the most about Rogue One was the scene where where their group goes out and then there's just a walker outside laying waste. You got to see it from, the troops' perspective.
I liked
Yeah.
that it was a war movie, and I liked the Alan Tudyk bot.
Which isn't the first time Alan Tudyk has played a robot.
And will
plays
not
good
be the
robots
last
for some
time.
reason.
I think he's going to be playing a robot in another movie coming up. I can't remember what it is. I always thought it was Tudyk.
Oh shit.
you
But I don't
spill
know.
it.
I threw it on top of a bucket I had already thrown down, so it just landed on top.
Yeah, I didn't really
spill.
care about the main characters of Rogue One, but because it was a war movie and it was kind of like an ensemble,
Yeah,
the main
I wasn't really
characters
sold on the main
kinda-
characters either.
kind of being shitty didn't really ruin the movie.
I mean, I'd like them to do more war and less Star.
Yeah.
Too much
Well-
space magic going on. A little bit of
Especially
space magic is okay, but too much space magic is too much.
The problem is when they do the Star, they do it badly.
You like,
Like, all of a sudden, fuel is a concern in one movie only.
all of a sudden it takes him like 2 hours to get literally halfway across the galaxy, even though, like, the whole movie plots are centered around the length that it takes to get from one planet to another.
You can
Yeah, that
also
was what
see,
confused me too. Is like, why was fuel suddenly a concern?
You can also see other planets being destroyed in the sky that may or may not even be anywhere near you in real time.
Yep.
And no one has ever tried to ram another ship at light speed before.
No, no one has ever done that before. It's never happened.
I'll give them that though. That scene was pretty rad.
The
I mean,
scene
it looked
visually
rad,
was
but
great,
the,
but
the logic of it was bad.
Yeah, you didn't really need to go to light speed for that.
Well, you kind of did, because it would have just destroyed the ship on the approach, but I don't know, maybe I think if I were to do that scene, I would have done a sublight ram, and Holdo would have shut down the reactor after getting a bunch of inertia, so like they couldn't blow up the ship. They could shoot it up, but it would still just be a big chunk of mass hurtling at them.
I think if I were doing that movie, I wouldn't have had the character of, what was her name, Holdo? I wouldn't have had her be such an asshole to her, like, literal, like, second in command, apparently. Not tell him anything, for no reason.
That was really forced drama.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of like, well, why didn't these people, these comrades in a war, like, communicate? That's how you lose fights, is if you don't communicate.
And I don't get why she didn't tell him that she was just trying to, like, sneak people out of the, you know, off the ship or whatever. Like, did she not trust him? Because she was the one who made him, like, second in command. She's the one who, like, made him a general, or, you know, he has a high rank for a reason. You know, they don't just make some schmuck into a general in their rebel forces.
Well, they kind of did in the original.
Well, yeah, in the
movie.
original, but this is after
Like,
that. They learned.
Verbatim, they made a random schmuck a general.
They did. Freaking Han Solo. They didn't make. Well, they took a few years to make him a general, at least.
I don't even think Solo wanted to be that.
Not originally.
Also, they could have just done like one line lip service to worries that there might be a mole on the ship,
Yeah.
and then that whole stupid subplot would have been at least partially justified. But they couldn't even go to that much effort.
Which movie are we talking about again?
The Last Jedi.
Yeah, Last
Okay.
Jedi.
The probably the weakest one, in my opinion, the weakest Star Wars movie. Just my opinion, but I think it's easily the weakest.
I think the prequels were the weakest.
I'm including the prequels in that.
The prequels were terrible.
They were terrible, but now it's like nostalgic.
Yeah, they have nostalgia
I don't know,
going for
I-
them.
I'm
think
looking
they're
back
still
on the prequels and I'm like, the good old days before The Last
No.
Jedi. I mean, the prequels, at least they didn't have. Did they have stupid big plot holes?
Yes.
Like what? One thing I hated about the prequels was that they rode a submarine through the core of a planet and popped out on the other side.
Oh, that gets back into the seeing planets explode from light years away, and etc. etc.
Yeah, but that's off the top of my head. I can't remember anything else quite
Wasn't
that.
there giant plot holes with the,
Jar
like,
Jar.
the clone shit?
Was there?
What do you mean?
I don't think so.
I don't know, it's been so long since I've seen it.
Well, what do you mean by the clone shit specifically?
Like, they're making clones of people on this other planet.
That was their whole shtick. Is that they were a company that made clones.
It was all just clones of Boba Fett's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just all clones of Jango
I
Fett.
don't know.
I think the alleged plot hole related to that was that by the time of A New Hope, there were different sized stormtroopers, but that just means they quit using exclusively clones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not.
What happened was
So it's not
is
really a
that
plot hole.
Yeah.
between when the Clone Wars and A New Hope, they stopped using Jedis. That was actually covered in what was it, the Commando series. What happened is that the clones were like completely immunized from like all diseases, but they ended up going to a planet where there was a disease that they weren't immune to. So it was like a major design flaw, so they stopped using them.
I'll tell you this much about Star Wars and why I think that I just am not into it anymore. And I think that we've discussed this before, is that there is way too much over-explaining. We didn't need an entire backstory and explanation for why they stopped using clones. They could have easily just said, oh yeah, we only made that first batch, and now that we rule the Empire or whatever, we don't need to use clones anymore. We can just use conscripts because it's a lot easier and less expensive than making clones. They didn't have to have a weird, convoluted reason for not using clones.
Can you turn this down or shut it off? I can't do it myself because if I put it down, it bounces all over the place.
Okay, it stopped.
It's just like... Not every little tiny thing in Star Wars needs like an entire novel's worth of backstory.
No, see, but that's what the super fans want. They want to know they want to know what Han Solo's favorite breakfast cereal is and how well he fills his bowl in the cereal to milk ratio.
Apparently, that's one of the annoying things about Solo. They go into the backstory of every little detail about the inside of the Falcon. Like, oh, this notch in the front of the ship? Yeah, that's because there was an escape pod there and it's gone now. And here's these dice that hang from above the... that hang above the cockpit, and here's the story of the dice.
Yeah. Wasn't there a story that was like the story of his freaking like chair? It was like an entire backstory. It was like the most comfortable chair in the galaxy or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, I think there was a chair thing too.
Oh my god.
There's even a spoon thing.
This is what happens when you have a franchise that's being run by people who just want to pander.
Yeah.
Rather than people who actually like the franchise and want to add good stuff to it. It's like, okay, let's just pack this movie with as much obnoxious fan service as possible.
Because they don't like Star Wars, they just are working on Star Wars and they want to make as much money as they can.
It's about money, it's always about money.
Your face is about money.
It is, that's how I make money.
Ironically, if they gave Star Wars to somebody who can write a good story and actually likes Star Wars, and really knows a lot about it, they would make more money. Because good products actually make more money.
CEOs who are all about money to think that clearly.
I don't understand how executives who are in an art-related business don't understand that art is what makes them their money.
Because they're not artists, they pay artists. They only pay artists. They don't
pay
do
artists
art.
though.
No, they don't. They barely pay artists.
They hire shit. They don't hire actual artists though. That's the problem.
They have a cannon on spoons.
Yep. They have a cannon on blue
Spoons
milk.
in general, or Han Solo's favorite?
Han Solo's favorite spoon.
Look in the Discord.
Okay.
Oh no!
I pushed Merg down the elevator shaft.
All I hear is Merg going, "Oh no," and I hear the bullet laser going off.
And me laughing.
God.
What the hell? Why isn't there an article on spoons? It's just a general article about spoons.
It's got citations as well.
It lists every time a spoon appeared in the movies.
In A movies.
Well, to be fair, I said the movies.
No, you said A movies.
No, I said the movies. In the movies.
No, you said A movies.
In the
But
movies,
why is there an
what I
article
said.
for spoons? What's wrong with the hardcore fans of Star Wars?
That's the other
that's
side of
what's
the coin.
wrong with the
There's the
franchise.
shitty executives, and then there's the shitty Uber vans that write articles about how many times spoons appeared. There's extremists on both sides. As in everything. There's still trash in this cell up here.
Okay, bring it to the elevator.
And we get a
Bring it to the
box.
blackened, completely blackened and charred elevator shaft.
Hey, look, we made our own furnace, alright?
Pyro, you know that we're gonna have to clean all of that before we're done, right? We're
Yeah.
gonna have to bring the elevator up.